Alright guys, Supreme Kami here, and today we'll be doing the alteration review for the Darilbalde here. So we do have a 7% total, and in terms of this overall unit, it pretty much does everything that you pretty much need. You have things that kind of tanks, you have things that kind of do some offensive, powerhouse stuff. So you pretty much have everything. You have debuffs, buff, and etc. So I guess this is not a bad unit to kind of start from, but I do have to advise you that in terms of the stat distribution, they went out of the way again to kind of have the physical resistance and then beam resistant in total to have a higher output than your defensive stats. So that's the only, I guess, kind of critiques I have about the overall stats distribution. But other than that, I think everything else is pretty good. So you guys can see that right now the stat is definitely going to fall a little bit shorter. If you in terms of using it with the resistance gear, it should be a little bit higher, but honestly I just don't think there's a lot of good options out there right now that can really support using the resistance gear, unfortunately. So that is definitely something we do have to wait for another big scale melee unit that catered towards having a higher, I guess in that sense, maybe the P attribute Lupus Rex can cover that. Actually, I guess that works. Now I thought about that, I was like, we do have a big scale melee unit that does that. Yeah, the big scale Lupus Rex should be able to do that. So let me kind of take a look at that real quick, because where is he at? It should be like right here. I guess it should be a little bit older, right there. So torso wise, no, this is not the one. I thought we had the Lupus Rex somewhere here, right here. Okay, there you go. I think, yeah, look at this one. Yeah, so I guess this one fits perfectly because you guys can see that the physical resistance and then the beam resistance is pretty much just like really high. So I guess this is the unit that would save their body when it's subslotted into this one correctly. So not bad. I guess we do have some good options. So moving back to this one, so let's kind of start things out with the head part and see what's going on. So you guys can see that the base melee attack is quite high, and the base melee defense is pretty much not there. Even the resistance on these two aren't really that great, the beam and physical. So I mean, like, there isn't a lot of wiggle room with this one you can kind of do with, unfortunately. But in terms of the EXA, we have the beam Vulcan. It does pack some pretty powerful stuff right here. It kind of have like a stop EXQ cooldown, which is actually pretty powerful. It has lower enemy gun plus beam resistance, which I find that completely irrelevant. I don't think reducing by 19, it will be a buffet. I don't think that's gonna be something that's worthwhile. You also do have something that you have a chance of piercing through super armor with multiple hits, so I don't find that really intriguing as well. So the only good thing about this one is gonna be the middle one, the stop EXQ cooldown recovery. So this one actually does get a lot more better once you do increase the partial EXP level. So that could be something you want to look into if you want to continuously have a longer duration of the stop EXP cooldown for the enemy. But other than that, I feel like the head Vulcan is pretty much the same thing as we have seen from numerous builds that has it, just not going to be that really powerful. So that's pretty much the long story short for that. Portrait wise, so the tags, now we have a high firepower, and then for space, so obviously it's going to be something that we have, kind of expect this to be about, because there isn't a lot of, vortex where I can fit this one into. They can definitely toss in for let's say close combat if they want to, but they didn't, so that's definitely the unfortunate factor. So now moving over to the torso or the head part, I don't think it definitely doesn't need the alteration because of what it's doing, unfortunately, so we kind of skip on that. So moving over to the torso, this one does pack some pretty good base melee attack, and then the melee defense isn't as low as that. It's not that low, so this one I guess is kind of saved in a way. The resistance in total aren't really high, so I guess that's something to kind of take notice of, but I guess in a way. Tag wise, it's the same thing, high firepower, and then for space, and then the traits, so both of them are on auto. I guess this is actually pretty fitting of the actual enemy. When Guel was fighting against Salada for the second time, his dad actually have their body on auto. I guess autopilot, so it kind of makes sense. So I guess I kind of found that kind of funny, I guess, in a way. Pretty anime accurate. So this one, if you guys, I guess to kind of explain this one better, on auto, your overall gunpla has to be on auto mode at all times, so you will not be doing anything. So it's pretty much going to be self-playing it for you. So for those that does not like the idea of auto piloting or whatever, so this portrait is not going to be for you guys. So this torso in total, in honestly, it's not going to be for you guys. But if you guys don't mind playing an auto from, you know, from a long duration of time, I mean, like, let's say 75% of the time, then this portrait is going to be good for you, because not only are you going to be able to reduce all power reduced by 130%, you're also going to be able to benefit from the EXQ cooldown by 28%. So that is definitely something. And kind of keep this in mind, in terms of this one, you are going to be able to use it effectively on your allies 102, because, you know, when you are piloting, they are on auto at times, so all the time pretty much. So this is going to be able to benefit from the ally build really great. So that's, I guess, something to kind of take notes of as well. So pretty powerful torso pieces for the tank build itself, so not bad. Definitely something I would highly recommend alterating just for the purpose of the EXQ cooldown. So moving over to the arms, so let's see what we have here. So we do have an EXQ. This one, base stat is pretty good, but the beam or the melee defense is not there. I will just say that much. Just the defense is pretty much not there. So in terms of the EXQ, this is going to be a bindable, so it does a lot of things, pretty much a lot of debuffing things that very similar to the Tall Strike Glitter. The only exception is that this one is not going to be reducing the melee attack, while the Tall Strike Glitter does, but this one actually does a little bit more. This one also does the Stop EXQ cooldown recovery, so that is really powerful. So yeah, this one definitely has the edge over the Tall Strike Glitter arms for sure. Also reduces the melee shot defense as well. So I mean, it's not really that much. I don't really find that really powerful, but it's there, so I guess it's cool. But yeah, this one is pretty good. I don't have this one myself, so I can't really tell you guys whether or not this one is a awakenable EXQ or not. But if it's not, you can definitely change this one to some of the other EXQ that are awakenable, so you can definitely have these covered, you know, pretty much chain them in. So pretty good all around. This one may be an EXQ that I will say don't alterate, because you guys don't really see anything that pertains to you know, attack up or whatnot. So the EXQ itself is going to be hitting for very weak, unfortunately. That's how it is. Even the alteration may or may not save it, because depending on the user's build, it may not really be capable of. So I guess this one could be something that I would say don't alterate, just because this one is purely for the debuffing and just more or less making your enemy not having the EXQ cooldown recovery. So that's that. Lynx on the other hand is a pretty good base stat, 9,000, but the melee defense is pretty much not there, so even that is not going to be breaking 10k, so that is very unfortunately I guess in a way. In terms of the EXQ, this one is a pretty good. Like, this one is a office powerhouse. Look at that, raises your melee attack to your squad by 74% at max out. Yeah, that's crazy. So this one, even if you don't alterate it, you still be able to power through it because of this effects were there. So alterating it just makes it overkill in a way, so pretty good, I guess, in a way. So like EX2, I do suggest alterating it to further benefit from the attack stat increaser there, and also having a double S power right there, so pretty good. Other than that, portrait or the weird tech wise, high firepower and then high mobility, so pretty good for a melee build for sure. Coming down to the back part, let's see what we have. So back part stat is going to be as follows. So pretty good base melee attack, but the defense once again is not going to be there. So portrait wise, it's going to be pretty good. You do have some, offensive stuff going on, but the unfortunate factor is this one is going to restrict you to 2 attacks already, high firepower and then high mobility. So if you don't mind running these 2 at all times without any flexibility, then go for it. This one is definitely meant for you guys. But if you cannot satisfy either or condition, then don't don't do anything to this one. It's pretty much going to be a waste of time. It's not going to be really beneficial. I would say rather go for something that's a little bit more flexible than having something that's a little bit way too restrictive. So that's how I pretty much see it. So torso is, or the back part isn't really that hot anyway, just because of the restrictedness. But other than that, back part is a no for, I would definitely say for a lot of people, because I do see a lot of people maybe having to kind of like force their build to have those specific two war tag, which I don't think is that great. I'd rather have something that is more flexible where I can use it at all times rather than something I have to force it out. Moving over to the melee weapon, this one having the more defensive utility, which is actually pretty good. This one is actually, I would say, a better version than the turn A legs portrait. This one, first of all, is doing what the turn A is doing, but better. This one has that 100% chance of surviving a fatal blow when you have 10% or more armor, and then also having an all power reduce when having high firepower. So this one is a lot more powerful than the turn A legs can offer, so pretty good. If you guys are able to secure yourself the beam javelin, definitely do give it an alteration for the tank purposes and just for the funs and giggles, I guess. In a way, if I didn't pull it, unfortunately. If I did pull the beam javelin, I'll definitely go ahead and replace my turn A legs, but unfortunately I was not able to, so we will definitely have to get it on the 36 hours long banner or the 72 hours long banner whenever they do pull that back. But yeah, beam javelin is really good. Moving over to the twin or the dual saber now. So this one, on the other hand, is more I guess it's a traditional, you know, utility based stuff. We have some EX skill charge and also some buff EX skill effects right there. So I believe we do have a lot of these buff EX skill effects on the melee weapon already, but I mean, like, it's never bad to have more options, especially when you pair this one up with the initial EX skill charge with a buff EX skill effect. So that's pretty good. But all in all, in terms of their body, you do see that we have a lot of everything. We have some tank stuff, we have some things that, you know, pretty much going to be offering some offensive stat boosting, you know, power damage and all that good stuff. So you do have everything, but in all honesty, with the stat distribution and all that, I don't really see this one being something that I would fully recommend to people. It's just, all in all, it's going to be something hard to build around, and you know, if you guys cannot fully utilize the part, it's going to be a waste. So I'll definitely have to see what they can release, at least if you guys do want to secure like a part or two in the near future. Definitely do pull for the L badges at least once or twice, so you guys can get that, because you guys do know that L badges are something that comes by really not often at all. So if you guys don't get the L badges right now, I don't really know when you guys will be able to get that. And you know, without the L badges, pretty much you're not going to be able to use the part at its best. So that's pretty much what I can tell you guys. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the review, and then I'll be catching you guys all on the next one.